Senator Josh Hawley, along with Senator Cotton and others, have introduced legislation to strip big tech of Section 230 immunity. Now, this is cut and dry because Google, Facebook, Twitter, all of them have been busy using Section 230 to give themselves complete immunity from third-party content on their platforms. But Facebook particularly, but also Google, Apple, they all do it. They have been going in and telling people that have an app with them or have a website on their platform, you name it, that if any one of the comments says anything that the ADL doesn't approve of, and that's actually the arbiter, the judge, jury, the executioner, the gods up on Mount Olympus, that then you will be deplatformed. And if you go back to last year when we were, quote, banned again, Zuckerberg said Jones has people saying bad things in his comment sections. Now, obviously, that begs the question, somebody could go in there and stage that, and it turns out a lot of it is staged. And a lot of internal documents came out of Facebook that indeed that's going on. But regardless, that's third-party content. That's people saying things in the comment section. And in fact, in the first Facebook report that came out and leaked, they were talking about, well, it's actually a very low percentage of the comments are racist, so we need to get a higher percentage out, and then we'll ban him. Well, once that was put in all the newspapers, the left then went, registered as right-wingers and started spewing leftist, Jussie Smollett false flags and got us removed. So this whole thing is completely rigged. The council that Zuckerberg set up earlier this year that will decide what to censor and what not to censor, it's all a complete joke. And the fact that Zero Hedge and the Federalists have broken the dam on this, where, again, they're being banned for the comments that were made, is a day late and a dollar short. Trump needs to act a year ago, 2 years ago on this, but there's still time. But the fact that Google acts like they're being objective and acts like that this was, an accident with the Federalists, but with Zero Hedge, we're still going to keep them banned because of their comments, is just indicative of how brazen and arrogant these institutions and organizations are. But the bigger issue is how NBC News was working with this left-wing Soros ADL affiliated group to then come out and certify the Federalist and Zero Hedge as these hate platforms. That's how it works, is you have the Southern Poverty Law Center, ADL, Media Matters, and Snopes in the Soros-funded, DNC-funded, publicly funded by them, constellation of master censor secret police. And hundreds of thousands of them have been trained. They're actually paid to be interfaced in Twitter, in Facebook, in Google, in Apple, in your private files, in your accounts, in your cloud, in your private messages, monitoring you. This has all been publicly said. Microsoft is also involved in NewsGuard. This is next level. Okay, so the real big issue here is not even the censorship. What is totally cut and dry, even beyond that, because the censorship's absolutely clear as well, is the lying to Congress about the censorship, but more importantly, lying to Congress about the surveillance. Remember, Google and others have gotten up and said they don't track users. This is like saying water isn't wet. So the fact that they have let third-party groups in that surveillance spy, and then they certify that you're evil in this special, Soviet-style secret court, and then that's used to then go out and have you banned and restricted by the big tech platforms. So what's happening is the ADL, the Southern Poverty Law Center, and others, they admit they want people arrested that don't follow their orders. They want Mark Zuckerberg, as Sacha Baron Cohen said earlier this year, arrested unless he fully submits to them. This is beyond mind control, beyond a cult. This is Hitlerian, Stalinistic, Maoistic control. And now it's really coming out in everybody's face that you're being watched in live time. AI is controlling what you do. It was always built from the beginning to abuse you and to control you. One ring to bind them all, one ring to enslave them, one ring to bring in their new world order. And that's what this AI system's been built to do from the beginning. It's total, global, absolute, hegemonic domination. So everybody asked when I first got banned 2.5 years ago and was used as the big example, how I was feeling. And I said, how am I feeling? They're coming for everyone. This is AI control, because they were bragging about it at the time. Stelter was on TV with Oliver Darcy saying, soon we'll control the text messages they can send each other individually. They were telling everyone that was the goal. So imagine, these are media organizations working with these third-party fake watchdog political groups, DNC funded, literally coming in together and trying to shut down their competition. And now they're expanding out to the general public. Oh, you said some things we didn't like on Facebook or Twitter. Now your credit rating's gone down. Now you can't have a bank account. Now you can't have this digital wallet. This is the social credit score on steroids being implemented and deployed right now. So I'm on quasi vacation. A lot of people have been calling me saying, why haven't you responded to this yet? It's kind of like a caller saying, hey, we talk about the Federal Reserve being private. I've been talking about it 26 years. Or, hey, why don't you talk about the censorship? We're on top of it. We're at the center of it. And quite frankly, I've moved on to trying to stop the nanoparticles that they're adding to vaccines that are confirmed that reprogram your brain. I mean, we're so much further down the line now, folks, that if people haven't woken up to this by now, there's no helping you. Big tech is your enemy. Big corporations are your enemy. They're cold-blooded. They're on a power trip. They have a plan for the future, and we're not in it. It's very, very simple. We are seen as meat on the table to the globalist. We are seen as lower than animals. So what they're teaching us that animals are superior to us so that they can control us and take our rights. Do you understand? They're creating humanoid, animal-human clones for 30 years. They're mad scientists. We're all in grave, grave, grave danger.